We're very pleased and honored to be able to share with you today. We've got an awesome panel that I'm going to introduce in one moment. So to my immediate right, I have Teresa Gonzalez, who is our director of the TRAMCON grant. And Miami-Dade College is the lead in this particular consortium of 4 institutions. So she's got a lot to share with you in terms of partnerships and providing partnerships that are complementary in nature. And to Teresa's right, we have Lucia Soria, who is our industry partner, one of our industry partners. She's the owner and president of RAMTECH Construction, and she's phenomenal. The services she provides are just incredible, but I'll let her talk about that. And to Lucia's right, we have Jennifer Bravo. Jennifer is our new student director at the Kendall campus of Miami-Dade College, and with her efforts with Nicky Salazar, who is our last panelist, we've created bridge programs for our adult education students that we want to model across the different campuses that we have in hopes of creating very painless, seamless transitions for adult ed students as they go from their classes into post-secondary programs. And as I said, last but not least, my right arm is Nicky Garcia-Salazar. She's our adult ed program manager for the college. And she's going to share with you how we manage our FICAPS program. We are one of the 8 grantees for the state of Florida. And she's going to talk about the career readiness advisors and the tasks that they have been charged with. So thank you very much again for having us, and I'm going to turn it over to Teresa.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Teresa Gonzalez. I am the consortium director for a Round 4 TAACCCT Department of Labor grant. You heard a little bit about us yesterday from one of our partners, Santa Fe. We do training in manufactured construction. Currently, there's no real official training in that blended field of manufacturing and construction, the prefab modular homes. So we're really excited about it. We're piloting the program in Florida, and hopefully it'll take off nationally. As a consortium, we are 4 colleges: Miami-Dade College, Santa Fe College, Seminole State College, and Polk State College. We have many partners. I'm going to read through some so you can see. It's a lot. In addition to our consortium members, we've got our curriculum developers, which are faculty at the University of Florida. We've got local employers, like Lucia to my right. We have local and national industry associations, like the National Center for Construction Education and Research, and the Manufacturing Skills Standards Council, which you heard a little bit about in one of the previous presentations. We work with community-based organizations, chambers of commerce, local workforce investment boards, other TAACCCT grantees, and other state and federal grants. And we have a lot of internal partners here at our college, like faculty, advisors, administration, other grant programs at the college, colleagues, our grant office, and of course our adult ed and GED and ESOL programs. So we have a lot of partners, and it's hard work keeping up partnership and choosing partners, and it takes a lot of work, but you can't succeed without them. These relationships are important for your success. So how do you choose your partners? As a grantee, you want to look for a partner that is complementary, where your programs are complementary, because you have to put a lot of trust in your partners, and you need to respect them, and you need to know that they're accountable for what they need to do. So we looked for, our first choice was something complementary. So for example, we looked at other grant programs, both internal and external, that were looking to serve the same population or give complementary services. So a natural choice was our adult education and ESOL programs. We get a lot of students that want to be a participant in our program, and one of the requirements is a 9 on the TAACCCT exam. So if they come to us and they don't have enough information, or they can't get a 9 on the TAACCCT, or they don't have their GED, we refer them over to our GED programs, which works out great. And then when they get students in their GED programs that are interested in construction or manufacturing, they refer them to the TRAMCON program. And this is happening at all 4 of the colleges that are currently part of the program. And FICAPS has been really helpful because, unfortunately, under Round 4 TAACCCT, the cost of books and testing is an unallowable cost for us, which is a huge barrier to the population that we're trying to serve, because we're trying to serve unemployed, underemployed, veterans, minorities, women, migrant workers. So a lot of times that becomes a real barrier to them joining the program. But through FICAPS and our partnership, as long as the student is a GED student, they can help pay for the student's books and testing.
Not testing.
Oh, sorry, not testing, books and testing. The second thing you want to look for is to make sure that your partnership is a win-win situation. You want to benefit both parties. For example, with our local employers, we make sure to express to them how through our program we can help them upgrade their employee skills. I know that the industry is currently looking for a lot of innovation in their processes. The construction and manufacturing industries are kind of behind a little bit, which is what I've heard from our industry partners. And a lot of the workforce is aging out. So they're looking for a new, younger, skilled workforce. So they get that, and in return, through their partnerships, we get on-the-job training opportunities for our participants, guest lecturers, facility tours, mentoring opportunities, advisory committee membership, sometimes funding for books and testing, and in the end, hopefully, job opportunities for our graduates. So it's very important that the partnership benefit both parties in order to keep all the partners engaged and to sustain the relationship after the funding runs out, which is something that we're always concerned about as a grantee. In addition, you want to make sure that you have a shared vision with the partner and that they're well-informed, well-connected in the community, and very resourceful. And for that, I look to Lucia Soria. Lucia is one of our advisory committee members and one of the ones that participate the most. She's an employer, and she's the past president of the National Association of Women in Construction. She shares our vision of improving the lives of those in need. She's connected us with other employers in the community organizations, nonprofits, public schools. She's given us opportunities that I never could have imagined. So you want to look for partners that are, like Lucia, passionate, resourceful, and committed. One of the most important things in your partnership is constant communication. You want to make sure everybody knows what's going on all the time. And that is an issue for us because we are 4 colleges across the state of Florida. So to meet often is very expensive. So what we've done is we have started using a program. It's a web-based program called Basecamp. Is anybody familiar with Basecamp? All right. Basecamp is an incredible project management tool. It's web-based. It can be accessed from your computers, your iPads, your cell phones. Not always a great idea. Makes you work more, but it does have really helpful tools. Like they have a to-do list. You can share files. You can ask questions of your other team members. You can post photos. There's a calendar and schedule. You can set up milestones. And what I really like about it, it's got like a Facebook feel. So it's really easy to use. And let's say you have a question about, if someone is eligible. You go on there and you post to the rest of the consortium, the rest of your team. Is someone eligible for this? Has somebody ever come upon this sort of situation, and then the rest of the team gets an email, and then they have the opportunity to respond. Most of the time it's me responding because I'm the director and I have to. But it is really easy to use, and it is free for educators. So if you're interested, the website is www.basecamp.com. You just have to shoot them an email, tell them you're an educator or a grantee, and they will get you all set up. And now I will pass it on to Lucia.
Before you do, I'd like to just interject that we've actually talked with June about this, and IPDA is exploring a similar type of program so that we as FICAPS recipients and educators can hopefully set up something like this and then share our best practices, our challenges, and have this communication across the state through the IPDA website as well. So we're excited about that. Thank you, Teresa. It's a really win-win situation for us in adult ed because Teresa's TRAMCON grant pays for the tuition for students that are interested and eligible in terms of our GED students. And then we can provide them with, because we're in the implementation phase, we can provide them with the funding to purchase their educational materials. We can't do tuition, we can't do test fees, but she can do tuition. It's free of charge. And so we've eliminated at least one of the barriers that is often faced by GED students.
And I just want to interject, through TRAMCON, we're going to work on the IBEST model, just like Santa Fe has already started it. So we can also help pay for the GED instructors to have the team teaching model in our classes.
Okay, well, turn it over to Lucia.
Good morning, everyone. Lucia Soria, president of RAMTECH Construction. Let me just tell you a little bit how this association came about. I am an MDC alum many years ago, and my love was education. I am a former Miami-Dade County Public Schools elementary school teacher. I taught for 14 years, and then along the way I had a different passion, and that became construction. So how do you marry the two? Well, you become involved and you give back to your community, and you give back to the school that helped you become who you are. I was also very honored last year as I was chosen as the Hall of Fame honoree for urban development and construction. So it's a natural fit. As Teresa pointed out, it is important that you find industry partners that have a vision that aligns with the goals that the program is trying to initiate. But today I'm here to share with you a secret. And that secret is NAWIC. And I'm going to repeat that for you. National Association of Women in Construction. And I say that very proudly because it is a well-kept secret nationally. But in the state of Florida alone, we have 10 chapters. And that is a very important partner for you to reach out to. Simply because as I've sat here for these couple of days listening to all the technical courses that are being offered throughout the state of Florida, it's a natural connection for you to reach out to your local office of NAWIC, especially as we approach March. March is Women's History Month, and we celebrate Women in Construction Week. There are going to be activities throughout the state of Florida that second week of March, and I encourage you to reach out. I encourage you to participate because the women of NAWIC are passionate about construction and are passionate about empowering women in that field. Why? Because it's a non-traditional role that women can be very successful at, and at the end of the day become financially independent. And as a mother of a young woman, that was very important to me, to be able to teach my daughter that she needs to be able to be independent for herself. So along those lines, I encourage you to reach out to NAWIC. As an industry partner, one of the things that I like to do is connect people. I have a good memory, I see a need, I know a lot of people, and I make the connection. So for this particular program, other than NAWIC, which started off with a forum presentation statewide where Teresa and Charles and Susie from Homestead came to speak, we were able to put the information out there for this TRAMCON, and coincidentally one of our NAWIC sisters from the Orlando area sits on the Seminole Advisory Committee. So there it is. We are connected throughout the state. It's just getting the word out and let everyone know that this is an amazing opportunity, not just for students coming out or completing their GED, for adult education as well. Many of us have not had the luxury to go to college, but have had to work, and we have a trade, we have experience, we want to share that. But as a young man, as William shared with us, you know, sometimes you have the experience, but you don't have the paperwork to substantiate what you know. And as we all know, that is important to make a viable living. Chamber of Commerce, an excellent source in the construction industry, the LBA, the Latin Builders Association, Glory House, we're working with homes where they are rehabilitating young ladies that have been sex trafficked. It's a great recruitment opportunity to bring them in to finish their GED and to get into some of this programming. We work diligently with the Farm Bureau. In the Homestead area, we have the Military Affairs Committee that's very active. Because we are in the Miami-Dade County, as I want to say Zelda said earlier, we're like our own state, right? We have so much diversity, so much going on. We have a port, we have cargo, we have an international airport, we have construction booming in every corner. There is so much need for good workforce, for workforce that is certified, for workforce that is OSHA certified. The statistics are very, very clear. By 2022, the Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts that we will need 1.6 million new construction workers. Why is that? Well, because as of 2012, the first generation of baby boomers reached 65, and we're losing our workforce. Therefore, in all the areas of trades, which we know as transportation, construction, service, and manufacturing, we have to make it enticing for these young men and women to come in and learn a trade so that we can continue to produce here in our state. In construction, we have a saying, time is of the essence, right? When I build something, time is of the essence. You're on a schedule, you have milestones to meet. Well, in order to get these young men and women to become financially independent, which is that's what we want them to do. We want them to be engaged. We want them to have a job. We have to have the programming that you are putting together in a way that is meaningful and that they can come away with something and at the end of the day have that job. So that is what, as an industry partner, we are trying to do. We are trying to bring people in with on-the-job training experience opportunities in the construction industry. But that goes across many industries. In addition to that, I want to let you know that NAWIC, through the NAWIC Founder Scholarship Foundation, has scholarships available for young men and women that are in a construction trade scholarship type of opportunity. And the eligibility is that the program has to be approved by the Bureau of Apprenticeship Training, a community college, or technical school or equivalent. So I encourage you to visit www.nawic.org for more information as it references the scholarships. Again, the website is www.nawic.org. As we continue to partner this coming March with Miami-Dade College, the Homestead campus specifically, there is a very diverse group of population down there. They are migrant workers, lots of them, that are really tired of pulling crops, of not making a living, of not having enough to feed their families. So we're trying to work with that group to help them get into certification programs that can lead to a better career and a better future. And as we do this, March 8th, if you're down in Homestead, I encourage you to come out to the Homestead campus, as RAMTECH Construction as well as NAWIC will be hosting a construction career expo for women, and we will have various trades represented. One of the current needs that I have in what I do for a living, as Art mentioned before, is the need for workforce. We need people who are certified, people who can go out there and get the job done. And in my field, we're lacking heavy equipment operators. So one of the things that we're doing down in our neck of the woods is we're launching a heavy equipment operator course that's going to get people on those machines and ready to work. And when you talk to students about potentially making $25 an hour, they listen, because at the end of the day, they want to be able to take home that paycheck. So those are just some of the things that we are doing as NAWIC, as RAMTECH, and I want to let you know that you can introduce NAWIC to your students because we have student memberships that are very, very inexpensive. I believe the membership is $52 for students. And that allows them to go on this website where they will see job postings, where they will get to meet many different people, hear many conferences, many professional development courses, in addition to other certification courses that we offer through NAWIC. So again, I encourage you to reach out to your local NAWIC chapter, go to the meeting, get to know the ladies. We're all very much in tune to the needs of our community and giving back. Thank you for having me here today.
So next up on deck.
As I mentioned, some of the languages that we have represented in our office, believe it or not, we have Dutch, French, Haitian Creole, Italian, Patois. We have Mandarin. I had a need for students that spoke Mandarin. I didn't have any students that were Chinese, so we recruited a student to work with us. And we also have Arabic represented. So it's important for students that come in, especially in such a diverse community that we have in Miami-Dade County, that people find on campus people that look like them, so they can make those connections and they can get engaged. The other piece to the puzzle is in 2011, Miami-Dade College received a gracious grant from the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation together with the Knight Foundation. So they gave us funds for us to revamp our whole system, and we created what's called the Student Achievement Initiatives. Through the SAI, we've been able to create what's called a three-tier model. These three-tier advisement model, it's amazing because it has the pre-admission counseling. So it's when the students come in from GED to us, we sit with them, we ask them what they want. We also work together with the career readiness advisors already housed in the continuing education side of the house. So they bridge to our pre-admission counseling, which we also have those folks going out to the schools, going out to the community to recruit students. So that's the initial connection. That person is in charge of helping them complete their application, paying their fee, residency, applying for financial aid, and registers them for an orientation. Once the students come to orientation, they're assigned a senior advisor. So that's the second tier of our model. The first one is the pre-college advising. Then you have the first year advising. So let's say Nicky just got to my program. She went through orientation. In that orientation, she's matched with her senior advisor. That advisor stays with Nicky until she completes her 25% benchmark. Once she completes that, then she goes to the third level in our advising model, which is their transition to a coaching and mentor. So let's say Nicky wants to be a businesswoman and she's a business major, then she'll be assigned a coach and mentor within the School of Business at the campus or at the college. So again, the three-tier model is pre-college advising, first year advising, and college mentoring with either a faculty member or a staff member. So we want to make sure that the students are engaged, that they have an environment that they can have people that know their name and they can relate to them, so that way they feel comfortable whenever they have an issue, they know who to go to, and that way we can help them until we have completion of whatever degree they would like to complete with us.
Okay, all right, Nicky.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. A great component of the FICAPS model that we currently have, like Sherry mentioned, are our career readiness advisor. We have one at each campus, and this is a wonderful and natural fit. Why? Because our career readiness advisors are the ones that are working directly with our adult ed students. So right from the beginning, right from the orientation, from ESOL or GED, they get to know the career readiness advisor. They get to meet them. They know and they become aware of all the services and the career piece that they can bring along to their package. So we have 6 career readiness advisors, 1 at each campus. They participate in the orientation for adult education, being either ESOL or GED. And right from the beginning, our career readiness advisor start looking at the students that may qualify for FICAPS. Because as you know, they need to have a 9 or above on 2 subject areas. And we have all that data in our system. So they're the ones that pull out the reports, that create the reports that will provide us with the information that they need to start talking to the students right from the beginning. Right from the beginning, they have the list of students, the ones they're going to talk to. They take care of all of our students, but especially right now that we're running the FICAPS model, they get there with the students right from the beginning. They meet with the students either face-to-face, make an appointment. They visit the classes if the students don't come to them. And they visit the GED lab because that's where the students are going to be. So they follow up with the students right from when the students begin the program. They provide also the career assessment piece. And this is a great component because many of our GED students, they have no idea what they want to do. Once they have that GED, they don't know how to move forward. Many of them want to be a nurse or want to be an engineer, but they're not sure. They don't know what that means. They don't know how many college credits that will be, how long will that be. They know the salaries. They know that one for sure. But they need the guidance, and that's where our career readiness advisors step in talking to them and exploring all the different career opportunities that are available to them and how they can build that track. How do you start from an entry-level position? How do you move to the next one and follow through? What are the credentials that I need? What are the experience that I need? So this component, this career component is very important for the FICAP students. As you know, we used to do the Florida choices, and now we're transitioning to My Career Shines. And all of our career readiness advisors already received the training, and they are now in the spring semester, then transitioning and using Journey. So these are tools that we have. These are tools that we need to utilize. And once you learn how to use them and you're able to create the reports, the data will just give you all the information that you need in order to follow up with the students, in order to really assist them and provide them with the tools that they need to continue on that path, to start that path. So like Sherry mentioned, it's intrusive advisement right from the get, right from the beginning. They set the short-term goals, they set the long-term goals, because sometimes they need a job right away. Well, what will be the college credit certificate or the non-credit certificate or the credential that will help you to start in that field? What is it that you need right now to start the path? And that's what FICAP is doing, is that concurrent programs. You're doing your GED preparation, at the same time you're starting a field, you're starting what you're passionate are. You're going to follow with something that's going to give you the initial credential to obtain that job that is in construction, that it could be with the TRAMCON, that it could be in the business. And the way that we did it at the beginning, we did the research in terms of finding out what are the programs, the most popular programs, but at the same time that the students are getting employed at. So it's looking at all that data from the Department of Education, from the Department of Labor, in your county, in your area. And we have all that information on the website. It's already available for us. So it's doing that analysis. It's looking at what are the programs that our students are looking for, but what are the programs that once they finish, they do get a job in. And also our career readiness advisors explore all of these opportunities to them, but like I mentioned, right from the beginning. Also, we know our students need a little hand to get along in terms of process and systems and the methodology. And what we do is our CRA, which are career readiness advisors, they serve as a liaison between our students and the internal and external partners. Like Sherry mentioned and Jennifer, once they're ready to start a program, they actually connect with the new student center. They connect with the career readiness advisor that is part of the academic house. So every career readiness advisor have made their own networking contacts. So once they have a student that's ready to either, like Sherry mentioned, to go into the health programs that we have, the 2 health programs, or the college credit certificates in the School of Business, or the TRAMCON program, the first thing that we do is, let's say Jennifer is a student and is interested in the construction field, wants to start the TRAMCON. What I do is I connect Jennifer right away with the recruitment and retention specialist with TRAMCON. So now I have a specific person that I'm sending, that I'm referring, so they don't get lost in the system. They don't get lost in admissions, in career advisement, but they go from specific person to another specific individual that can help them, and they know exactly who they're getting. The recruitment and retention specialist from TRAMCON is very aware about our FICAPS program, is very aware about our population and our GED students. So once I'm the career readiness advisor, I'm referring Jennifer, she knows exactly what I'm sending. She knows exactly what step 1, 2, and 3 with that student. So our career readiness advisors are a key component. They're the most important component in our FICAPS grant because it keeps it together. It keeps the student floating. They're not only coming from transitioning them right from the GED class and to our internal partners, but also to the external partners, because they assist them with what services do you need, what resources do you need. What else can I provide you in order for you to be successful? Because they get to know the students well, right from the beginning. Goals, expectations. What are your expectations? If they don't know their expectations, how are they going to get there? So it's right from the beginning. They also inform our students about all of the resources that are available to them, and they collaborate with referral agencies. For example, our School of Business College credit certificates, they're all ITA approved. That means if the student is eligible for Career Source services, that program is going to be paid through Career Source in terms of the tuition. And FICAPS provide with the books and supply. So it's a natural fit. The same with the TRAMCON. The TRAMCON provides for tuition. We provide with the books. For the health programs, it's a grant. They pay for tuition, we pay for the books. So looking for those components are the best practices that we can provide you. It's what is a natural fit? What works well with the program? What are the students are looking for? And how can we make it happen with the internal and external partners? Another thing I could just mention briefly is you need to promote FICAPS. If you don't do it yourself, nobody else is going to do it. So the way, like Jennifer mentioned, is you have to be out there. You have to do presentations. You have to go to your local partners. You have to go to your referral agency. You have to go to your own internal staff. And like what Carl did is, she met with all her staff, the program manager from the adult education program, and she introduced FICAPS to it. This is what it is. Bring the industry partners. Bring the TRAMCON directors or whatever is the program that you're selecting, that you're working with, bring them to those presentations so that everybody's on the same page. They need to be informed, they need to be knowledgeable, because that will help you to do those easy transitions. So collaborating with your partners, training your own adult ed staff to do this kind of presentation, and go out there to the community so that the referral, it comes natural and it will happen.
Before we step down, I would just like to call to your attention the partnership selection checklist that we have following the talking points. We have included a table here that may be beneficial to you as you consider prospective partners, or even that you could use to evaluate some of your existing partners. Some of them may not fit as well as you would like them to fit. So we also have this diagram here talking about strengthening partnerships, and then there is a rubric to evaluate, and also a blank table there that you can evaluate your partners, both existing and prospective.